your history.
Okay. I got another question to answer for you.
Yes.
The Caribbean are suspicious of the Africans, okay, as you know, and and the Africans are suspicious of the Caribbean.
Yes.
And they call us children of slaves and so forth. And we know that Jamaicans got a bad reputation as they are. You know, we're a bit outspoken, yeah.
Stiff necks.
Stiff necks. I mean, that's part of our Hebrew culture.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, don't we think that's something that we need to change the whole precepts of that kind of attitude, changing towards each other, so that we come together as one, because we are supposed to come back together as one. Because
do you know what I think?
I think she's got this point.
I'm always saying, I think Yar's got this one for us. Yeah, I always look on what Bob Marley said: one love and one heart. Yeah, so once we start to love ourselves and know that who we are, then it will come. It will come naturally. Like all of a sudden, we start eating pork.
Yeah, I'll stop that. Yeah. And
can I specifically address what you mentioned about this suspicion of between Africans and people of the Caribbean and vice versa? I've always tried to explain to Black Americans and people from the Caribbean, because my wife is from the Caribbean, and so I know exactly where people from the Caribbean are coming from. I've been with them for the last 28 years. And I always try to explain that they have to understand that Africa is made up of over 1 billion people. Right. We all look black, but we are all not one ethnic group. Do you see?
Yes.
There are people who do not see any relationship between themselves and black people in the Caribbean or in America. But unfortunately, because of lack of history, you have people from Black America and the Caribbean see Black Africans and think they are their relatives. I'll give you an example of Oprah Winfrey went to South Africa and claimed she's a Zulu. Now, the Zulus themselves were falling over themselves with laughter because no slaves were taken from Zululand to America.
Yeah.
Okay? But in a situation like that, the African doesn't see a relationship. And as a backlash, he will say to you, you are not related to me because you belong to slaves. But we, the people who you come from, you see, because if you check the history books, you will find that the slavery happened in a place called the Slave Coast.
Yeah.
And the Slave Coast is from the Everlands,
right,
all the way to what you call Yoruba land and all of that. Okay, these are the people who are your relatives.
Oh, okay.
Okay, if you ignore that and you go to say a Fulani and you say you are a Fulani is your relative, a Fulani will just give you a backlash because the Fulani sold your ancestor into slavery. So you say you are a son of a slave. He's stating his history. And to you it will sound like an insult. Me hearing it, I'm hearing history. Because I do know that, yes, the Fulani sold my ancestors into slavery.
You quoted in your book that the first thing that we did when we came into slavery, the first thing captives did was to remove our identity, remove our language,
yes,
so that we wouldn't conspire against them.
Yes, that is
I
natural.
thought that was,
no, that is natural.
Yeah, and remove our name.
Yes, that is
put
natural.
Their print. Are you acquainted with the Willie Lynch letter? Or the Willie Lynch letter?
Willie Lynch letter, yes, I am.
Yeah, and that's devastating, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I know some people try to deny that it's not true.
Yeah.
But I mean, I listen to that and I like. What do you think? Do you know whether the letter is true or not?
No, they said it's. They're trying to bring out it's not true, but it's everything that's in that letter is exactly what done to us.
Okay, what I do is very simple.
Right.
When people say to me the Willie Lynch letter is a lie, I just ask them, where did the word lynching come from?
Exactly.
That's all.
Yes.
Just ask that question, and you will see that they have egg on their faces. Anytime they say the Willie Lynch letter, it's false.
Yeah.
Ask them, where did the word lynch come from?
Okay, so what's the message to our young people?
Okay, the message is not to the young.
Okay.
The message is to the older generation.
Right.
My message is to the older generation, is they have to teach the young their history.
Right.
Because a lot of the problems we have today is lack of knowing our identity.
Right, it is very true.
Right. Now, the young by themselves are not going to learn who they are. We, the older ones, have to take the initiative of teaching the young their history.
Right.
Because by teaching the young their history, the young will stay on that path.
Right.
Do you see?
Well,
so my message is to the older generation to learn about their history and teach their children their history. And we've done it. We've given the message to the young.
Right.
But also, because like my daughter, she goes to school, and it was a questionnaire, and they said how can they improve the school and any subjects, and I put that they need to start talking the true history about who the children of God, and and what it was, she said the other day they were talking about the Hebrew Israelite, but they did not touch onto it so much. All they said was the Hebrews were black, and that was it. And then she went into something else, but it is slowly opening. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm saying, it's getting there. Even though we want it to go rapidly, quickly, it's just slowly little things that even the teachers will probably have to. I think I always say that Yar's got this one, or whatever that we're trying to do anyway. But I always feel that he has the last say. He knows who he's going to use and put people to tell the young children about the history.
Right.
So.
And another thing is teaching our children their history. They will stay on that path, and it's a process of uniting us as well.
Yeah.
Because once they know they are ever, they know exactly who their people are.
Definitely.
Do you see? Yeah. And there are people who are also in Africa. By them now calling themselves ever, see them wherever they are, whether they are Black American or Caribbean. We don't have people called Caribbean anymore. We don't have people called Black American anymore. We just say Evers. And where are the Evers? They are in the Caribbean.
But you can,
they are in Black America.
I'm starting to pick, I can spot them, you know what I mean? Because you've got this set apart spirit. It's a completely different spirit that Yah has put into us, so we know. And I always feel that, So, it's just, like I'm saying,
In your book, Coach Bay, you stated that, we're Afro-Caribbean, and you know that our culture has been eradicated as we are. But in your book, you were saying it was important for us to form elders.
Yes, yes, very important.
Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, because that's what will make us into one people. You see, we have our ways as elders, and if you look in the Bible, it's the same. The family head was a very important part of the Hebrew tradition. Now, in European culture, unfortunately, the male has sort of been castrated and removed. And what you have now is children with no direction because the father has been sort of sidelined. Okay? God, in his wisdom, put the male as the family head. And if you look at children, they tend to listen to daddy more than mommy. Do you see? And if you remove the family head, you see, you sort of devastated that family.
Right.
So my message is that, look, this is who we are. The family head is very important. Okay? The males out there who feel they don't have a role, they do have a role.
Right.
Do you see? They should go back to their families and be part of the family and help their women. Because the book of Proverbs tells us that the discipline belongs to the mother. Because it says the mother, the children should not abandon the discipline of their mother. So it's mothers that discipline the children. And the father's role is to implement what the mother asks of her children. And that's what I practice in my house. And that's what it is the male role.
Isn't that reversal?
Reverse.
Because in my house, I will say, yeah, hey, that's what goes, you know what I mean? But
No, wait a minute. When you say what goes, when you say what goes...
I don't mean a dominator.
No, yeah,
you know,
exactly. When you say what goes, right,
Yeah.
you are working with your wife.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, it's like my wife runs the house.
Yes.
She does everything.
Yeah.
When I find out what she wants, I implement it.
Right.
So even though the children see it as daddy says, it's actually mommy says this. And if they don't listen to mommy, mommy calls daddy. Did you see? And that daddy's role is to make sure mommy's wishes are implemented.
Yeah, but it was one thing about disappointment. Yah says he's going to reverse the roles.
Reverse the roles.
Because of our disobedience, the woman shall be head over you.
Okay,
because
I think that is something we have to leave for another time.
Leave at that time.
Yeah,
okay.
because we are talking about your question was the message to our young people, and I'm saying that we need to reestablish the family head principle. And a good father, a good, like if you look in the scriptures, like Adam listened to his wife, when Abraham tried not to listen to his wife, God said to her, no, listen to your wife. Okay? The good father works with his wife.
Right.
Okay? Please, don't get this wrong. It's not like the woman versus the man. No.
No, in the letter, that was one of the things that they did, the reversal role.
Yeah, but you see, without the man there, without the man supporting his wife, the family starts to disintegrate.
Right. So we've got questions here. Can you hear it?
Not yet.
We've got Skype.
He can hear you, but you can't. You ready to talk to him?
Yes, we're ready to talk. Yeah. All right. We've got a question.
Oh, okay.
Elder, you have something?
It's not a question really, because I didn't get to listen to the program.
Right.
But I have a suspicion that it went well.
Yes,
I
wonderful.
just wanted to, commend the brother and on the book that he has written, and that we need to see more of this happening, and more than it's just happening for people to realize that some of the information that we would have received in the past have not been very accurate, and that when new information come up, we should go and examine them and just not dismiss them because of the old information that we would have received. We take it as gospel. No, we shouldn't. We should now investigate the new information to find out where we might have went wrong.
Spot on. This is exactly, I mentioned this to Tony before, that even if you read the information, cross-check it. Do you see? Because what's happening is there's a lot of speculation. And speculation is fiction. So when you read the information, like I say, for instance, I'll say to you, the name of the Israelites is Ever. Please check it. Do you see? Check it. Don't just accept it. Do you see? And then when I say this is what we do, this is a West Africa tradition, you check everything. You see, because there's a scripture in the Bible where the ancient Bereans, when they heard the word from the Christians, they checked to see if that what they were hearing was true.
So,
So the mistake people have done in the past is that they just take books and they read it and they believe the information in those books. But unfortunately, I've read a lot of these books myself, and the information is there in those books is based on speculation, not facts.
Yeah, even in the Bible, there is this tradition, the West, in the African tradition, because most of the Africans are Hebrews.
That's what I said earlier. I said about 300 or 500 million Africans are Hebrews.
Yeah. You see, and they would have done something that they call it libation, right? But it's in the Bible.
Yes, libation is in the book.
When we pour out drink offering, and we pour out the blood of the animals on the stone, but they call it libation, and now they're thinking that it's a different, and it's an African tradition. No,
exactly.
It's a Hebrew custom.
Exactly. Libation is paramount to the Israelites. But when you do libation in Africa today, people call it juju or something.
Witchcraft, especially the West, There's a reality. So I want to commend you on the book that you have written, and may more of our people begin to come forward with this information and share it worldwide, because what's happening here is what the Father is doing, and there's nothing that we can do to stop this process. I was talking today about resurrection. This is resurrection, and there's nothing that we can do to stop the process.
Exactly.
Right, wonderful.
Yeah, so that's my contribution, eh?
Oh.
Well, thanks for phoning in.
Yeah, I'm a little late. I just remembered, you know.
You just remember.
Yeah, I was doing some things and it slipped me.
But can I repeat this again? The family is important. Please. The breakup of the black family should not be allowed to continue. The family is important. We need to get back our families. That is how the Hebrew community will survive.
You know, the nations, they have done that, you know, because they know that the strength of our people is our family. Mm-hmm. So the system, they have taken time off to devise schemes to break the family up. So they get the woman out working,
and the
get the
Hebrew
man out
community
working,
has to
and
recognize
then they create
that.
a system where the school will now teach our children. When our wives should have been at home to teach the children, now they have to leave and go to work because of scarcity of money. And then the nations and the system get a chance to control our family and to teach our children what they want them to know. So our children come home and they tell us, it's okay to be gay, it's okay to be lesbian.
You just hit the nail on the head, you know? When you said they teach our children. I'm a teacher in the
system, so I know it's happening, you know.
Yes.
They break the family up, that's the way.
Remember, who teaches your children control their future.
Of course.
We need to take control of educating our children of their history.
Yeah, we can teach our children ourselves. We don't need them to teach our children. We don't need to. I don't want to teach my own children. They don't need to teach my children. What do they know that I don't know? I mean, I would not repeat the lies that Pythagoras discovered anything, because those are liars. Charles Darwin, all of them are liars.
Hello, we've got to come to a close now. So
I know, sorry, I should have come in earlier.
You should have come earlier.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, just getting heated, you know.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, all right. Anyhow,
yes, thank you.
Oh, dear. It's deep.
Honestly,
Yeah, it's deep, yeah. Anyway, we come to the end of today.
You've got it? Okay. Let's come to an end today, and we say thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much.
And I hope we will see you again, even if it's to Skype you.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward for your second volume, isn't it?
Yes. But my message to your listeners is that they should understand that God speaks to them through people. So if this is a medium where they are getting to know their identity, they should invite their friends.
Yes.
And everyone they know to be listening.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of things going to come through this medium.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for listening. I hope it's been rewarding for you to know who you are as a people and to come back together as one. And from me, Shalom, and from
Mawuli.
Mawali.
Mawuli.
Mawuli.
Lady Eruption. Shalom.